Welcome everyone to Keepers of the Flame. My name's Elaine Blue Rose, here to be your reminder of what you already are, what you already know, just here to activate and call out some of that soul memory matrix. Some of you may have it fully activated and remember, and maybe others. This is a new calling for you as you feel drawn towards the frequency of the Blue Rose lineage, the priestesses of Mu and Lemuria. And today we're going to take a journey, an activation journey, and working with the water, which is the mem, and mem in the Hebrew means water. It's the seed syllable for memory, because the memory lives in the waters, in the living waters of the planet, the living waters inside of you, in your intercellular waters. You're made at a molecular level at about 99% water. So in essence, we are actually all mer beings walking around, and we're gonna explore that today as we take this journey. And again, thank you so much for joining. This is such a profound personal love space for me, because this is the lineage that I have held on this planet for a very, very long time. I came as a starseed back in some of these original seedings of what we call Mu or Lemuria. Lemuria is more of a frequency to me than a name or a place. And have been walking with Gaia Tara for a very, very long time. So it's so exciting for me to be coming into the energy, finally, of New Lemuria, where the Lemurian grids and the entry point back into the fifth dimensional realities that we used to have as the Christed Matrix planet are emerging once again into our reality fields as a very real lived potential. And it's beautiful priestesses such as yourself that are carrying these codes. And so it's extremely important for as many who are walking in feminine vessels in this lifetime and carrying these codes to be activated, so that together we can resonate around the planet, all these different beautiful nodal points where we are placed around the planet, and we can begin transmitting the information of your own codes that you're carrying, whether you're aware of them or not, into your own waters and into the global waters. So this is how we wake up humanity from the inside out, is by activating the divine codes that we came in. And each of the different star seeds and races carry different lineages and pieces and parts. And for those of us here today, we're very called to the blue ray, the blue rose, and the watery world that we live on. So we're gonna really want to go into an altered state as we take this journey of activation. So I really recommend that you become comfortable in whatever way that is for you. That can be, here sitting where you can face the screen, but you don't need to be seen. If you actually want to lay down, as long as you can hear the transmission, that's perfectly okay too. So just get yourself in a place where you can really come out of your mind. I'm not going to be presenting information in the way that we do in the world that we're used to of learning. This is a transmission of energy. And so I want you to be able to relax into a different brain state, so that you can receive the alchemical transmission into your cellular memory. And we're going to work to activate some of those records in your own soul matrix. So just take a moment. I just want to give a moment or two for everybody to make any adjustments that they need. We're probably going to be going, I don't know, for about 40 or 50 minutes through the transmission. So just make sure you have everything you need, you're comfortable. And then we will begin. And I do recommend, if it feels good for you, to focus into your higher heart, in the center of your upper chest, and to close your eyes if that feels good to you, or if it feels good to have the image that you tune into of me speaking and speaking language of light. Whatever works best for you to be able to move into a bit of an altered state, so that as the information comes in, you can receive it as a little bit of a deeper transmission. So just give a few seconds here for everybody to get organized, and then I will begin the transmission. So I'll begin with a language of light transmission to open the space. He nana kuya, he ano he ano le ano aloe. He ano Ashaladuya hanama torukuya hanashe. Horkuku shnina la kata totuya. Ha ha loku uya. Ha ya shoe ha. Welcome. Shukuni alaka tatadulakia, beautiful sisters of light. Shueketeana makoya. Keepers of the flame, you are shakalaya koe. Earth guardians. Hashoe halakatatia nanonokoe. You are of the revered mother races of light. Hashaka nanotokoya haya. As blue ray resonant beings, you are part of the sacred gemstone rainbow rays of creation of the Father, Mother God. And the emanation of these rainbow rays all reveal different qualities of the Father, Mother God. And as souls traveling through the matrix of evolution, we embody these different attributes throughout our lifetimes and become masters in holding these attributes and frequencies. And each lineage of each color actually is an entire kingdom or queendom all unto itself. And there's an entire wisdom line and mastery that goes along with that ray. And the blue ray is the first ray of creator, and it holds the royal sapphire codes. Ela tu hurukuya na shalakuya ana nakashea la 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 oya haya. Dika ada aya shoya ahalak oya. The keepers of the blue flame is and are an ancient lineage from this house of light. And those of you here today resonate as priestesses of this lineage. Priestesses of the Blue Rose Order, priestesses of the Blue Flame, priestesses of Mu. All of these words may resonate with you as a memory flickers inside of your own cellular memory. And whether you are deeply embedded already in your own spiritual process in this, just calling this part back, or whether you are new, does not matter. You are here at the perfect time and space to receive this transmission of codes so that your own codes will be remembered, activated, and used in service to the collective. And for those of us who resonate with this blue flame, we're really returning back to a blue field. And I want you to visualize and feel this blue, watery field as if you're in the ocean all around you. And remember that when you enter the memory space of this field, it is home, and it is your origin point. Halatatoko holok oi halanik ia stalalada tuk oya helak ananak oya alat ia. This is a field of the Azoth blue plasma flame, the water, fire, primordial creational matter, the prima mater. of all creation. He shashala do ork oanea la kashea. Hinanuku oya haya ayalak oe. It is the sonoluminescence of the blue, the origin creation, the substance of the starfire creational power. Hashala katoi hananaka oya latia nakashoi alakia. Rekatatalokoi haya. She haya kaya. And we call back the ancient time fields, the ancient ages, the layers of time that each soul has swam through, these etheric time fields. And we call back the memories of this blue field of resonance and frequency that we have tended as keepers of this flame, the life-giving power of the Mother, Father, Creator. And this life-giving sonoluminescent flame was fed into the planetary grids on a regular basis. This is what the priestesses and also the priests were doing. And we were working with not only the ethers, but with the sacred waters, which are the physical manifestation of the etheric plasma. And we were doing this to maintain the perfected template of creation, the as above, so below reflection, as we have the water as a reflection of as above, so below, the source realms and the matter realms woven into one, weaving heaven into earth. And this ray, the blue ray, and its blue flame of sapphire also relates to the entire spectrum of the blues, including the aquamarine ray, which is connected to the cosmic mother arc, the higher 13th sphere cosmic mother, and the throne of the crystal rainbow elders. Ashalatu huruk o alak aya shoy ananak ala iya shoy. Nihira dukoya nanaya koloya haya nananakoya dadukoya nanakaya shoheya haya. This rainbow ray spectacular display is part of the Christos Sophia founder lines. And these Christos Sophia beings that seeded many different life evolutions and waves of evolution were integral in seeding the life and evolution of Earth, Gaia, Tara. And in our own galaxy, these splendid crystalline beings have a centralized body of governance located in Sirius. And so many of you may feel a resonance as a starseed from Sirius, or you may recognize that you came from other star systems, but that you may have come to Sirius to prepare for your incarnations into Lemuria. And today we're receiving those blue sun rose codes from Sirius. And the Sirius A is the blue-white star. It's the brightest star in our solar system, and it is our great central sun. It's a source of love and light that is really what is feeding the entire galactic life stream as it steps down from sun to sun to sun into our own sun, and then it is provided as information into our own light body to nurture us and all the inhabitants and creatures on our living planet. Sirius B is the smaller neighbor, and in this star system we have the watery blue realm of Sirius B with the dolphins originating, the cetaceans, the whales, the wisdom elders, who also embodied here onto this beautiful blue-green planet. And it's home to mer people, sometimes called gnomos, mermaids, and also the blue ray councils of light. And so the watery wisdom of creation is held in Sirius and also in other places, but Sirius is like the center point, the origin point for our galaxy. And so from Sirius, the blue flame is held in a great temple of the flame. And this is where the Great Mother's royalty codes are held, because the blue flame is associated with the Divine Mother and the Christ consciousness. And of course, the blue flame under Archangel Michael also holds a very powerful divine masculine aspect of God's will and power and truth with his sword of truth. And so ultimately the template of Sirius is the blue-white star, is the Alpha Omega template of Christos Sophia, the masculine and the feminine in Hieros Gamos. And so this is why many who are connected to this watery lineage also are connected in different ways to the rose lineage of sacred union and the union of the masculine and the feminine. So you may feel some or all of these attributes or magnetized to some of these symbols and concepts and colors within your own being, because this is the wealth of your own lineage. And you may have another origin point in the star galaxy. It may not be Sirius, but you came there to learn and to bring your light. And from Sirius began the great seeding evolution of Gaia, Tara, Earth as we know her today. The blue ray families emanate from this mother arc, the 13th energetic gate, and they connect to the Mother of God and the Cosmic Mother. And so you, as a keeper of the flame, as a priestess of Mu, would have trained in the powers of creation, because the Cosmic Mother is the great creatrix. And so you, as an earth keeper, understood how to tend all of the beautiful bio-life systems of coming into form. It's a big jump. It's a big change to go from an etheric spirit, of being of light, to come into form. And so when we take that journey as a soul, we have to make many preparations to be prepared to do this. And as Earth, Gaia, Tara was coming into her own, there were many different iterations, and it was easier for these beings, great beings of light, to drop into a form realm, beginning more as an etheric being. So the first beings, the first waves of seeding of this crystalline consciousness came more as etheric plasma beings. But eventually the water beings came, and the water beings were the first. And so taking water bodies, which were very natural because you were a water being to begin with. So if you have resonance or memory of yourself as a mer person, as a mer essence, as a mer fey being, as a dolphin, or even as a whale or any other watery creature, this would indicate your connection back to these early memories of the early seedings of Earth, where we were still in our Christic containers and the Earth had not fragmented yet. The template of Hieros Gamos as our own light body was still intact at this point. So you arrived kuya in a water body. And so from Sirius, you decided to descend into the watery Lemurian or Mu realms as a keeper of the flame. And you knew how to transfer the above emissions of light from the rays into the manifest realm. to maintain the harmony of the realms, the harmonic symbiosis. And you were a master of this as a priestess. And of course, we remember that what now is Hawaii or the Pacific Island basins, New Zealand, Australia, is what is left. The original seeding continent that we call or refer to as or Lemuria. So Hawaii and Kauai especially has a special resonance, and it is still holding a very strong template of this particular lineage. Helak oya shea la katatia la naduya. Heya kaya shatuku oya haya. Anotuku oya haya. Arakia. We've had many waves come to the planet of blue rays or indigos or rainbow rays or crystal rays, and these are all representatives of the great rainbow cosmic gemstone rays with their masteries coming to give service to the collective birthing of New Lemuria. New Lemuria is what we step into as we enter into this new phase, this new time field that we have just turned into this year as the equinox came and now follows into the solstice and beyond. We turned the wheel of time, and now the keepers of the flame are coming back in their memory so that New Lemuria can be reborn. This lineage holds the original creation, the magic that weaves the entire realm together. This is the guardians of the dragons, the keepers of the wisdom of the Sophia and the cosmic mother and the womb of creation. Dik alahaya. And so as the light templates of the Heroes Gamos began to become fragmented over time, and the fall of creation began to splinter the fragment into many pieces, the solar feminine, the blue sun feminine, became targeted by the forces that began to seep into the planet and to begin to destroy the sacred templates. Ishtudub oya hlak oya lananak oy, hiraku oya shaya, hiroduk orak aya lak aya shoy. And so what once was a living library of light in the Christos Sophia crystalline annals of time as this beautiful blue-green planet, mother planet, became to be fragmented, and mutations began to seep in, and the feminine and the masculine were fractured into two and broken. And eventually we actually had the gendered bodies of the masculine and feminine, and eventually those, rather than being in harmonic symbiosis and unified as one force, became fractured into two forces that appeared to be in competition or in stress against one another. And many of us in this lineage, because we held the wombs, the watery wombs of the original creation, will find that we have problems with the masculine. It's a very common thing for those in the rose lineage and in the blue rose watery lineage, because of the fall of those lineages over time and the fracturing of those original Heroes Gamos templates, that you may find you have incarnated into ancestral trauma that repeats over, and that you're holding over and over and over again, and it is difficult to come into a solid union with the masculine. And the healing of this is a very important part of this lineage, because you came to be a code breaker. And the code that you're breaking is all the false light programs, the sexual misery programs, and the relational trauma that got woven into the genealogy over time and now loops and loops and loops from generation to generation. And so many in this lineage have come to be the code breaker. And so now, as a soul evolving, you have come full circle to bring back that template of heroes, Gamos, and to restore the way of living the rainbow rays that are integrated into the living library of light once more. Hashaka o alak ananak oya hashe arak inanak alak oya. So now we're going to take a journey, and we're going to actually return your own codes and activate them together. We're going to dive back into the watery realms so that we can remember together and bring forward what you came as a unique soul in this lineage to bring in this lifetime that is so important and amalgamates all your lifetimes of preparation. So many trials, so much preparation, so much training, and a lot of suffering and fracturing that you're coming to reconcile in this one great lifetime where all is merged back into synchronized, unified time. So we can imagine together that we're gathering in these eternal rainbow flames, the sacred fire, as we bask in the radiant glow that illuminates the sky of our souls, the blue sky, the blue field, and imagine yourself immersed in this blue field of oceanic light, as we are transported to the primordial time fields, where the tales of wonder and magic were woven into the very fabric of our existence. And we are warmed by the blue fire, as it caresses our spirits and beckons us to share the stories of our own journeys and our own quest for light and evolution. And you can imagine that you're floating in a pearlescent bubble, pearlescent rainbow swirling light, as we return to these memories, of the water, and the water as the memory, be transported into the time field, to retrieve your own soul matrix memories, as we're uniting with the consciousness of the living waters. And now your bubble, your pearlescent bubble, is descending into the turquoise waters of Mu. Turquoise aqua light surrounds you. And feel yourself transform. You are shape-shifting into your Mu form. Observe this transformation and see what you have become. Are you a merbeing? Are you a dolphin? Are you an aquafae? Or are you a whale or other sea creature? Allow your body to shapeshift as you remember yourself in this form. And now in this watery form, as you get used to this body change, You see you can move in the waters with ease in these turquoise waters, and you are home in the field of sapphire and aqua light. Harakatu, as you are the light radiating through the water. Harakia. And as you look around, you can see the Lemurian Blue civilization all around you. Arakaroya haya, eamanoya haya, dalakuya haya. In the crystalline waters, the water civilizations of Mu still exist. Ashaka ein time, alakai. Hoya dalakuya la, and you are re-entering alakaisha into this time space. Continue. Malagatuya, Earadoya, Haya, Moya, Haya, Nakalaroya, Haya, Doya, Haya. And now you see a beautiful, beautiful mermaid approaching you in the waters. And her beautiful mermaid tail is of this pearly, crystallized rainbow light, and it is swooshing beautifully through the ocean as she arrives before you. And she beckons you to follow her down in the water to the temples of light that you see below. And the temple is glowing with a radiant sapphire glow, ashaka, as you've never seen in this lifetime. And others you notice are beginning to surround you and welcome you into the field. Look around to see your family of watery love around you. See who is there to welcome you home. Welcome home to Mu. See the ancient watery elders placed in the councils as you activate the lineage of the blue flame. You may see the dolphin family swimming near. Can hear their loving sonar sound energizing your body and caressing you with the original blueprint, the original blueprint of your joyful bliss, Shaka'aya from the blue home star. Take a moment to receive their loving transmission. And now you travel down to the blue flame temple. Down, the water becomes thinner and more etheric. And you note now that you can hold any form that you wish. You are in the ether. And shape-shifting becomes easy and effortless as you move around the realms. And you see many different beings of light and many magical creatures as you re-enter the kingdoms. And as you enter the temple perimeter, you see the giant flame, the blue radiating torch of light. And it's blazing with a light coming through the blue that you cannot believe the power of the sonoluminescence of this blue light. And you see the Council of Lemurian Crystal Elders seated in the temple. Receive your welcome and blessing. Aisha horo kore ki nenenin ki aloya hakatutuya hirakatuya nonoko harakatia hayatoya takoi bishnadaya harakutukuya nanaya lakia she haya prokotukuya haya prokotukuya haya Hashtanarutuya. And a female elder, elder steps forward to speak with you, but she's speaking telepathically to you, beloved priestess, and she shares your Lemurian priestess name. And as you hear the name, she places a blue crystalline rose in your sacred heart to activate your memory. The blue rose order of light. And feel the activation in your cellular memory. Your memory. Feel the expansion of your DNA spiraling as your crystalline codes rotate and spin and enter into a new phase of memory. And now the crystal elder hands you a beautiful sphere of pearl that she places in your palm, and she invites you to gaze like a crystal ball into the pearl. He shalato rokoria nakalakasho he katatutuya rarakaya. And in the pearl you see image of your lifetimes. Shana na no no toya he alatataya yoe. Okoya no no ya haya nanaya nahaya. And you observe the image of your Lemurian memory. Nanana kara tohala. And as a keeper of the cosmic Christ blue flame, you are remembering and reclaiming the templates, Ashakaya, for harmonic symbiosis. The orders of the Council of the Blue Rose, the light of Christ, Sophia Ashaka, is reassembling the memory and the form to reclaim the original blueprints, Akasha of creation. You carry the codes to rebirth the waters and raise the frequency back. Bikati to the sonoluminescence of the Azoth firewater primordial creation. Alakatoya. And now we join together into the waters of Kauai. The aqua turquoise oceanic field of light. And we activate together the inner blue rose codes. Roko to 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 ai ai ai, and transmit the resonance. Oh sho ro 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 ro, the resonance of our crystalline rose hearts. Ashaya, into the heart of the ocean. Ashaya, Ashaya, Hakuhoya, Tokoya, Sha. And you can feel the rainbow rays. Ashala tatoya. Feel the rainbow rays, the gemstone rays emanating from your light body into the waters. Ashakotatoya. Dekahalatoya. No, 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 no. You are activating your inner starfire priestess Ashakai. And as you glow, Rakati, you become the crystal rainbow light. Arakataya, Rokoya, haya, haya, hai. And you are charging the living waters. Ishaku, 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 and the water is reconfiguring and changing its molecular structure at your command back into the harmonic geometry of life, of spiral life. Asha, Asha, the living structures of crystalline light. Aragia, Hokohone, and the living origin codes are ignited as blue plasma flame. Ikatatoya haya, Eka haya, loya, yashoya. And now we float as shy in the living liquid crystal water. Ooh-ya, as a radiant being of light. Ooh-ya. And you remember, priestess of Muakrai. You remember the rose, Asha, the spiral vortex of the cosmic mother, Asha. Areya, Haitoko, and you are home again. With gratitude, Mother welcomes you as her daughter of watery light, with the watery womb to hold the cosmic void. You are the creatrix, the alchemist. Behalakotoya Harakaheya. And you are rejoining, rejoicing as you restore your codes as a keeper of the flame. Ashaka Harukoya. And float in this joyful reunion. Eshokoi, the watery reunion of love. And you are home. Oh, Ashai. Oh, Ashai. Take a moment to rest in this memory. This field that we have co-created together to bring back the harmonics of origin creation, the Shiki Amamako, and trust that your mind need not understand these codes because your soul spirit knows perfectly well. Shu. Shui. And we'll just take a few moments of transition as you come back into your body and land into the grounding of your physicalness. Once again, wiggling your fingers and toes as if waking from a dream. Mikado Hidayo Mikohai Ahayahayui Ayamakoi Hayahai Nahai Makoi Anahai Nahai. And we'll just take a minute to transition, and then I will remain after if you feel you want to share or touch in or ask any questions. And collect with connecting to the rest of your sisters for a moment, remembering that you are always united in the same field of unity. Whatever your path and walkway in this lifetime, you know one another already. Ishulukurikia. The great sisterhoods reuniting after being splintered for so many ages. Ashuk-oi-hai. Vedak-ayashoi-halakoi. And the great whale ancestors are here in this beautiful whale bone from Tonga on my necklace. And the ancient wisdom in the bones of the whales and the bodies of the whales and the songs of the whales. Singing the codes of creation, so we would not forget as humanity fell into slumber. Welcome back. I hope your journey was pleasant. And I do recommend that once you receive the recording of this replay, that you listen several times, as the codes can take time to emerge into your memory. And if anyone feels they're ready to share or be present or whatever is needed, feel free. Go ahead, Judy.
Oh, hi, thank you. That was so beautiful. I went, I'm sorry, of course, the dog next door now is starting to bark. Um, uh, Come on, you guys, take it easy. So I felt myself into the ocean and going really, really into this really deep lands of Lumerium and re-accessing the codes for my mermaid tail. And
Mhm.
then I felt it coming back with me as I was coming back. Um, and there was just this rainbow mermaid tail. It's just so beautiful,
Mhm.
uh, so full of joy too. So my legs, I was like embracing it as one, which was the tail, right, of the mermaid, and I was just doing this and just
Mhm.
flowing and swimming and then I also felt that in this lifetime I've always had a hard time with motion sickness. I was getting motion sickness, and I was always had a lot of fear going to the ocean. Right now it's a little better, but I still don't fully go in.
Mhm.
And I feel like the access back from, with my original tail, mermaid tail, is going to assist and help me support me in this
Mhm.
feeling, feeling flowy and still not feeling like I feeling sick or anything like that. I just feel like the connection of the two, both of them, yeah, together, coming together. Yeah, that was the
Oh,
highlight of
that's
it.
fabulous.
Yeah.
You'll just be swimming away.
I'll be swimming, and now I felt this because I'm working on this the back area of I currently moved. I mean, recently moved to a new location, and I felt that this tree in this back area needs work, that
Mm.
the feminine has been neglected. And so I started like doing yard work and everything. And then here I am joining. It was perfect divine timing. And then I was just filling up the energy of like water all around here. And I can imagine like maybe there'll be a pond or something. And then it's just going to be wonderful because of the vortex location, how I've been working with the coast to open up all the portals so that more galactic council leaders can come in here at this place. So,
Mm.
okay. That
Beautiful.
I think, yeah, that is, yeah. So, thank
Love
you.
it. Thank you
Really
so
appreciate
much for coming and thank you for sharing. That's wonderful. I'm so
it.
happy to hear.
Yeah.
And,
Thank
and, well,
you.
and congratulations on your new beautiful place. That's wonderful.
Oh, yes, thank you. Oh, okay. Is there still time? I want to make sure that for me to mention about the divine feminine and masculine.
Sure.
I've been feeling the separation this past week very strongly, and my body just could not be around the divine masculine that's here at this place, and I couldn't understand. And when you were talking about it, I was like, oh, that makes sense. I mean, that clicks, that resonates. So now I'm excited to come into a place of harmony again with the divine masculine.
Yes.
Okay,
As we all are. Beautiful. Thank you so much, sister. So happy you're here.
thank you.
Anyone else want to share? Say something, anything. Quick questions, doesn't matter, whatever. Just say hi. Let us feel your presence. Go ahead, Alice.
Hi. One of the things that really came through was that I actually went, so I'm in Australia now, and I actually traveled to Hawaii in my mother's womb.
Mm.
So that was really, that's something that came through really, really strongly for me.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah. So, yeah. And I was within the womb as well. So that felt very powerful that I was actually in the womb going there. And it almost felt like I had to be within the womb to receive like energy and codes. And yeah, it was really, I found that really interesting.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. The container of
Thank
coding.
you.
That's wonderful. Well, aloha. Welcome to Hawaii. You came for a visit. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing, sister. So happy you're here. Anyone else want to share? Say hello. Sisters want to see you. We love you.
Uh,
Oh, go ahead.
no, sorry, it's in the middle of the uh I want to share something, but it's in light language. I don't know if it's okay to share, so
Of course.
yeah, thank you. Yorakuma siana sere iara tarne amashiram tirisiaraku. Ushimiaya sanayo shiriku tirana sanaya. Mantira kai siti tiarana saraku. Ayana sanaya heshiaya no moshia. Iarana tiarana saramoya haniseneneyo. Shitiare yahate senema shiaya hasia kayo. Sia siana ama shiraku antisian tiarana nanayama. Wande haneseneneyo maya hasenaya hiaga. Ushian tiarana manteya. Uahania setiana nene maha sikiara anadeya. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you. See you, sister.
My pleasure.
Thank you for coming.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, I'm shy.
That
And,
was
and
beautiful.
also I'm Mexican and my English it's not the best, but I'm still
You're great.
learning. So,
That was terrific.
so thank you.
Thank you, sister.
Thank you.
Anyone else wants to come forward and just say hello and let your sister see you and feel you?
Hello, hi there. So,
Hi.
hi there. Yeah, I was actually born in Australia, but it's interesting. I'm, I had to. I don't live there. I haven't lived there for many years, over 20 years, and I find when I go back there, I can't stay more than a few months. There's just something about the energy. As beautiful as it is, I just need to leave. I just feel very,
Mm.
I can't be here. It's very strange. Yeah.
Well,
Um,
our soul matrix changes over time. So if sometimes the energies just don't work in a certain place and we have to be
mm,
somewhere else, we
mm.
we have connections all over the planet. So
Yes,
sometimes
yes,
others fit better than
yes, yes. I've always just felt very much more aligned and connected in the Northern Hemisphere. Um, but it was interesting to hear you speak about how many women that carry certain lineage codes have these issues with the masculine in particular and aren't so readily able to sustain a union with the masculine. And it's something I can relate to. Um, and I'm in the process of going deeper. I've actually enrolled in your Art of Embodiment course as a deepening for myself, even though I feel already done quite a bit of work on my inner sacred union. I realize there's deeper levels, and I'm wanting, and I'm very open to feeling and receiving what codes you're bringing through, because there's something that's really resonating with me with that. I'm just wondering if you could share more about that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Which the fracture
The
or what specifically?
um this this challenge that many women that are connected with the rose lineage, um also, I can feel I'm very much connected to the rose lineage, also the Hieros Gamos codes. I feel I'm on that path within myself, but it's interesting to hear that it's a common thing with women who hold priestess codes, that we have these challenges with men, or the masculine, I should say. And I'm just quite interested to hear you were starting to talk about, you mentioned that at the beginning, and I'd love for you to kind of share a bit more about that. Thank
Yeah,
you.
in if you kind of look at it as an arc of experience, in the beginning when these lineage holders came in and they were holding this perfected Christos Sophia template of the masculine and the feminine, which of course relates to our gendered relationships with the masculine, but ultimately what I'm speaking to is the Christed matrix, which is the energetic template of all of the creational codes. So it underlies everything. And so any being that was holding that frequency at a very high powerful level, as the fracturing of consciousness began to happen and other forces began to ooze in because we lost our protection, they were immediately targeted because they were the most powerful holders of it, right? So they were holding the template. And so if you were the Antichrist force, what would you go for to fracture immediately? And so there was a lot of really difficult, it's a little graphic, but sexual torture, ritual abuse, breeding programs, all kinds of things to really fracture the feminine womb, and of course the masculine as well. And that got carried very strongly in the lineages that we continue to loop in and incarnate into. And so in this lifetime, when you're coming to reconcile those sacred union codes, much of what you're reconciling is ancestral. And that's what the Art of Surrender program is really digging into, is going back into the ancestral lines of the collective fields and bringing them back into your memory and realizing how you're still carrying a lot of these fragmentations of these programs without being aware of it. And so there you came as a code breaker to break those false light programs out of yourself, literally, and to resolve those trauma loops and resolve the sexual misery programs and all the distortions in the womb, and to clear all of that up and really put the template back together of sacred union. So what I find in many of the rose lineage holders is that their path looks pretty choppy when it comes to their interaction with the masculine because of that. And a lot of them are like, gosh, I'm so broken. Why can't I have a relationship with the masculine? Why is it always so tumultuous? And it's not everyone in the rose lineage, but I would say a larger proportion of us have that experience. And then there is a smaller proportion that came and is actually in a pretty healthy union and is holding that part of the template for us, because we need both. But I find that the majority of us are code breakers. And so that means you had to go deep, 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 deep down into these very old ancestral collective memories and wipe clean your slate so that you could recreate that template inside your own light body. And part of that work is not only the healing with the fractured masculine and the wounded masculine, wounded feminine patterns, but it's within yourself, the polarity, maturing of the inner polarities that has to happen so that we can actually hold that template again. So it's a big process. It takes a lot of time. And I meet so many beautiful women that are very advanced spiritually. They're priestesses and they're still struggling with that piece. And so, that particular program, The Art of Surrender, came from my own journey around that and being like, wow, there's still all these ancestral layers happening that I'm still not conscious of and that I've got to burn out of myself. So even with all of my development and personal development and spiritual development, they were still lingering there at very late stages in my own spiritual process. So that was what birthed that program. And it's shocking still when a program will show up and you're like, with all the awareness you have, you're like, wow, that was still sitting right on top of me and I couldn't see it. So my higher self was bringing that program through as a way for other women to go through that really deep ancestral. So it's very alchemical. And so even if you've heard some of the concepts and you've done womb work and, a lot of women have gone there, if you allow the alchemy of that entire program to work on your field, it will crack open a whole bunch of new layers. It will meet you wherever you are. So that's, does that answer?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
Good. Yeah. Thank you for stepping forward for that. It's a powerful program. So. Anyone else? Love to see you, hear you, feel you. Anything.
Hi, I'll
Hi.
talk. It's Denise. I'm glad to be here and see all of you beautiful, beautiful faces. Oh, thank you for the transmission. I really appreciate it. Beautiful. I just had a question when we went into the ocean. You had mentioned water fae, and I'd never heard of that concept before, but I seem to have it. I kind of took it on. I don't know. Something happened within me, but I don't even know what it is. So what is it?
It's like a water fairy. It's the fae. There's land fae and there's the fairy realm, the elven fairy
In the
realm.
water. Okay.
Yeah, of course. There's a whole that's part of the water. So yeah.
Wow. I love it.
Yeah, something fun for you to dive deeper into.
I know, now something else to look into and absorb. I was making a really unique observation that I'm in a goddess group here in my town, a group, and we're doing it's a triple spiral year-long goddess program, and we go through different goddesses each month, and this month is Tiamat. I don't know if you've heard of Tiamat, and it's so sounds like exactly what we're talking about here. Tiamat, you know, the waters, a lot about the waters and the dragon elements and the, you know, that she existed before all time, before anything, and before all time, and then the masculine force came in and just cut her up and dismantled her, threw her into the ocean or whatever. So I'm really, it's synchronistic that I'm receiving these both at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's beautiful.
yeah, and I'm supposed to do a little like ceremony for this goddess group, and I'm trying to think of what to do. And I've been drawn to the water element, and I want to incorporate it into it. And there's a pond right up the street that I go to a lot. So I was thinking of doing sort of some kind of ceremony with the water there, maybe gathering some of the water and putting a crystal in it or something, and
Sounds
blessing the water some way. So
trust
it's
yourself.
all,
Trust yourself.
yeah.
Know what to do.
Yeah, I just keep seeing like a crystal inside inside the water, being placed in the water.
Good. Very good instinct.
Uh-huh.
Trust that instinct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect.
So thank you.
Thank you for being here. It was wonderful to have you.
Hi, Elaine. Thank you so much. That was absolutely beautiful. Thank you. And I felt every bit of it. I'm really grateful. And I received I received light language symbols, healing symbols. So I received the symbol and I drew it. Would you like me to share it on the screen? So here it is.
Beautiful.
It's healing and reactivating the blue rose flame. That's the feeling
That's
that
beautiful. Can you back it up a little bit? We can only see the part of it. There we go. There we go. Yes, beautiful. Oh, that's powerful. Thank you so much for that. Beautiful sigil there.
And the energies come flowing through it. So
very beautiful, powerful.
Thank you.
Beautiful gift. Thank you for sharing that, and thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
Contributing your codes. Who else?
I just want to say hello and thank you so much for holding the space. When I saw you offering it, I was just guided right away to join. So it was really joyful to be on the receiving end of a transmission because I also hold space. So it's rare that I am on the end of receiving it from somebody else facilitating. So thank you so much. And 2 of my children joined me there in the waters, 2 of my daughters. And that was really sweet. And we're the ones who always want to go to the ocean. We live here on the Big Island.
Oh, beautiful.
We'll go there today. Yeah.
That sounds perfect.
I know, it's important. And about the masculine and feminine, a little personal reflection on that. I definitely experienced the duality of it throughout my life. And then I united with my husband in 2017, and he's really held the pillar of the divine union of like truly coming together. And there's still a little bit of that other stuff playing out because I do have children with, 2 other souls. So, but it's different. And so I kind of have moved through all of the layers, and definitely the initiations and that which needs to arise, that which does arise, definitely needs to, in order for us to clear and recognize, it's personal for everyone, but I see the medicine in it every time, and then eventually there's just like a melting away, like there's nothing in our cells in our fields that it can attach to anymore. And so we're such powerful creators as we remember and reunite with ourselves here on earth. So thank you.
That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, because it is a journey and it's very personal, and anyone that does show up in your field of significance is for the reason of reflecting some of that that's still sitting in your cellular memory. So as hard as it can be, it is a gift at the end, because it's freeing you ultimately from those old fractures. So thank you so much for modeling sacred union and the beautiful divine feminine, and thank you for coming to join. I'm really happy to have you, sister, and you're close by.
Yeah, sometimes I'm on Kauai. I think when you landed there, I was visiting Hanalei area for a few days with my youngest. I have 6 kids, so
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Beautiful. Well, if we'll have to keep in touch if either of us island hops.
definitely, for sure. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for coming. It was wonderful to have your codes and your
Great to,
presence.
thank you.
Anybody else want to share? Say hello. Are we complete? Well, if no one else, oh, here we got Judy. Go ahead, Judy.
I feel like I may have a question. I'm not sure if I'll just let it out and let you go into that. So, because you're in the land of Hawaii, and I'm not sure, but I do feel like I may have some Hawaiian descendants from my family. Yeah, because I've always been very drawn to Hawaii and the hula dancing and everything else. And I do feel that there's part of me there that um, there's something missing. Do you feel that perhaps if I watch the replay again, some of that aspect may come back, or does that require perhaps a little bit of a deeper work or a different route versus this container?
I would definitely tune into that if you listen again and see if you can pull out that piece, And the other thing I would say
Okay.
is, journeying in your own journeys to the islands, or even literally coming, the islands initiate you immensely. Every time you come, you'll be amazed if you haven't visited before. Mama Kauai or Big
Oh,
Island, or
uh,
whichever island you come to, they will take you on a journey, whether you realize it or not. It's so powerful. So I would say all of
so I
that,
can all of
but
it.
yeah.
Okay. I have, but this was like way before my spiritual awakening. So I
Ah.
feel like the codes were I was not ready fully to receive. And
Well,
right now
the
I'm working
codes, they're
on
just dormant. You may just ask them the codes you received when you were here to activate, because you definitely got codes when you were here, whether you were awake or not.
me. I don't have any codes. I don't know. No, I yes, I do have codes. Okay, I will feel into that. Thank you.
Yeah. Welcome.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. I think we're gonna close our container. I'm so grateful to all of you for being here, and so happy to meet and encounter my new sisters, who are old sisters, I know. To see you again, so beautiful, and I hope that we will continue to meet on other planes and in other times as we dive into these energetics and bring them back for the collective and for ourselves. So mahalo, aloha, and have a beautiful day, night, afternoon, morning, wherever you are.